I still want to try to do that, so hopefully we can, hopefully if anything, I'll try to put them through YouTube this week if that's what I need to do, but also try to find a Dropbox for them otherwise. Okay, so getting to our decisions. Can everyone see my screen at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. So once again, like I said, we did pretty well on sales, and we grew a bit on different things, even though it looks like performance to date, we're still a little bit on the low side. So at this point, I don't know, in terms of, we did pretty well in terms of our quantities in regions 1 and 2. I didn't know if we wanted to keep pretty much the status quo this time or if we wanted to increase a little bit. I know when I tried to play around with the numbers without saving anything, the cost of goods sold was jumping up. So it looks like we have some room to grow in terms of price if we wanted to increase the price.
Yeah. The only thing I noticed was the newspapers. If you check Region 3, Group 6 has less quality, higher price than us, but they have huge amount invested in newspaper advertising, and they were able to sell more than us, even though they were higher in price and less quality. I don't know if we
can. So they were leveraging the marketing, the advertising, of getting themselves out there. So
yeah, they were at 87, we were at 86, they were at 30, we were at 31, but they were able to sell 7,000 something, 7,000 and change, I think.
And they're much higher in terms of advertising than pretty much any of the other competitors. So
yes, so I don't know if we want to go that direction there, or we're going to keep putting extra quality, because that's been the key so far of the quarters. We've been able to surpass everyone in sales.
That's been the key so far, but what worries me is I'm looking at our cost of goods sold. That's what I was looking at beforehand. And right now our cost of goods sold has jumped up quite a bit, and if we even try to tweak with our production, that number is going to climb. Now here's the thing, at the end of the day, we still probably want to keep the sales up. I mean, all we can do is manage to increase our sales and bump up price up a little bit to try to get some additional revenue. I think we're at the point we can't really reduce quality in the idea of lowering cost of goods sold, because we know that hits our total impact on sales.
Okay.
Honestly, I think we're fine on trade publications unless the other teams invested more in Q12. I think we're good on newspaper for the most part. I think in Region 3, if we can afford it, if we can bump that newspaper up, that'll probably give us the improved sales we want.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just my opinion in that case. I don't necessarily think we need to change too much in terms of quality. We probably need to increase the price just a little bit, maybe $1 across the board, 96 to 97. Such will still be pretty well cost efficient compared to our competitors.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. Trista, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. I'm fine with keeping the price at 86 because, like I said, everyone's staying around the 80s that are doing pretty well in sales over there. Let's see about putting the newspaper up. Let's see how much it would cost if we put it up to 20. Doesn't impact our cost of goods sold any. And we have some costs we can reduce, like our overtime pay and whatnot. We can work on that.
we want to keep that 1% commission in Region 3, or?
No, I think we need to drop that. We need to drop that as well. I think it's time to go ahead and let go of that guy. But not let go of him, but let go of the commission there.
That's a huge impact going to 34 quality in Region 1 and 2. There's a huge impact on cost of goods sold, or going a little bit
Take a
more.
look. Well, I know when I started putting quality in when I was testing it, it brought our cost of goods sold up quite a bit.
Yeah. Let's see. No, leave it there.
Sure. It still keeps up around 91.
Yeah, I prefer to do that if that's okay with you guys.
Well, let's see. Let's. In terms of this, I'm fine with trying to increase it. I know that we just don't have a lot of wiggle room there, so.
Yeah, we should take all the market research. We don't need them anymore, so.
Yeah, we can drop that. We're not going to save a whole lot off of that, though. So. Well, no. Do we want to do that? Because we're going to need it for your Q12 documentation.
Probably just leave quality or and price. We don't need anything else. I don't.
Okay, well, that's good. Let's put it this way. This will be your write-up is 10 through 12 anyhow. So if that's all you think you're going to need for making your documentation, that's fine. That's the only reason I would think about keeping it for Q12.
Okay.
So quality and price. So otherwise, marketing decisions. We'll stick with this for right now. If we have to change it, we can always adapt it. In terms of operating and plant decisions, let's bring up this first. So we have the capacity to make 11 and 5.
Do you want to keep the forecast that we have for last quarter, or based on the sales we get that last quarter, we want to just bump that a little bit, or that will affect the cost?
And that affects the cost of goods sold. I wanted to see what our operating forecast was, though.
Okay.
See, it's trying to make us produce more, so. So, for example, we should only be able to produce 11 and 5. Okay. And we're supposed to treat it like we're going forward after this quarter, so I don't necessarily think we don't need to order anything. Okay, so we still need to transfer some over. We can always increase our units sold. It's fine. Looks like Ashley's joined the go-to meeting, so. Let's see if that does the cost of goods sold. It knocks out our overtime. You see, it brings our cost of goods sold up, though.
Wow.
But if we want to, we can make our forecast more in line with what we did last quarter. That's fine. Let's see if that makes any difference there.
We can take that hired one off of Region 2, right? We don't need to hire anybody for.
Yeah, we don't have to hire anybody there. We can look and see if we need to discharge anyone, though. We can look at that here in just a second.
Yeah, I think we need to do a lot of people, but I don't know how much that's going to cost.
Hey, y'all. Sorry I'm late.
Oh, no problem, Ashley.
Exactly.
Hey, Ashley, we've got Ennio and Trista on the line. I
Okay.
think Kyle's not going to be able to join us, so.
Yeah, I just saw that email. Yep. Okay.
So do we want to, just to be safe, do we want to just do an even 13,000 and an even 12,000, keep 12,000 for Region 2, but bump Region 1 up to 13?
12.
Okay.
See how it works. We're expecting an increase based on the increase in newspaper there. We
Right.
can put 6. We can put 6 in region 3.
Okay. All right. So there we go. With that said, then we need to account for any stock out. So we need to transfer over at least 3.
Three more. That was 5.
There we go.
Yep.
But to be safe, do we want to just transfer 6,000 over?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. All right. So we're just trying to manage, Ashley, just to keep you in the loop. We're trying to get adjust our cost of goods sold, because right now, no matter what we do, our cost of goods sold keeps on coming up. But I think we need to plan more for hitting our sales numbers at this point, because I don't see where we can, unless we start dropping our quality down, that we're going to impact our cost of goods sold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was looking at what we had here in total, but so I think part of it is we do have a lot of employees that we probably can reduce our staffing right now. Okay. So looking at the map here, now we have 9 crews, 3 crews would be 992. So technically we just need a little over 5 crews to actually do this number here. So, well, 6 crews then, so we can hit full 5,000. So 6 crews, so it's 3 less, 3 times 3. So we need to lose 9 people.
And the other side, we need 14 crews only.
14 crews, okay. So we just need to lose 9 there. So that does bring that brings everything down a little bit at least. The only other thing, other than some training costs, which I don't know if we want to necessarily reduce our training or plant maintenance, I don't think we're going to get a lot out of 4,000.
How about raw materials? Do we order what we can produce, or?
Yeah, we're ordering just what we can produce. If we didn't order anything.
No, I think that will increase the cost of goods sold. It didn't make any effect.
Yeah, and they're changing.
Yeah, I think that's raw material that we are receiving this quarter, not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're deciding to transfer 6, which is fine. So really, that's all we can do with our cost of goods sold. I mean, I don't think there's anything else we can adjust there.
Yeah.
We've trimmed our staff as much as possible. We're producing at the rate at which we can make them.
Does paying the previous loan make any difference? The previous month? We have enough money now to pay the first one we have?
Yeah, going over to financial. Are we good with the operating decisions before we move on?
Yeah, there's nothing else that we can do, I think.
Yeah, I'm in agreement there. I think we're kind of, we reduced our production, so we had to release people. So, okay, so financial decisions. Yes, we do have enough cash left. Then if we want to go ahead and pay off the bigger bond. Oops.
Do that have any effect in the cost of goods sold, or?
No, I think that's just going to impact our cash standing and, as well as our financials. Yeah.
And it doesn't make any impact.
Right now, the biggest impact on our cost of goods sold is the cost of quality.
Yep. And that's all you can do.
All we can do there.
What's the income statement based on that information we have right now? Wow.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing we could try to do, and I'm going to make note of, let me just look at something here. Make notes of what our current numbers are. $696.86, 34, 34, 31. If we were to drop back down, let's say to 32 and 30, back to 94, 94, keeping newspaper and everything the same. Doesn't affect it all that much.
Yeah, it doesn't make a difference. I'd rather go 35 on 100 doing that.
Ooh. Huh. Okay. Let me just see something. Let me see. I mean, either way, we're still going to have a bit of cash on hand. So if we want to attempt, I mean, I'm fine bringing everything up a little bit more, or bringing it up to 34, 34, 30, or maybe 32 here, keeping the costs up a little bit. That would be comparable to what we've, what we were seeing from our competitors.
The Group 12 at 102, because they were the higher in quality, 35, they were able to 10,000 units.
Yeah, but I mean, that's great and all, but I'm like, our number though, we still had better in sales.
Yeah, but probably the profit at 102 was higher than the profit we're making at 95 and 33, because maybe they were at 90 something, but they have 102. Maybe they were making $8 or $9 per unit rather than just $3 or $4 per unit that we're doing. So to be honest with you, I would go all in quality and maybe go 36, 37, and go over 100. That's just my thinking. It's all about you guys.
Okay.
But because quality is the key. If you have the quality, you'll be able to sell whatever you want. At least in region 1 and 2. Region 3, we can do whatever we want to do. But at 1 and 2, they were the higher price, and they sell 10,000 units in both region 1 and region 2.
Yeah.
So it's a group decision. What we want to do, we want to lower. There's no other way we can try to minimize that money we're losing right now. But price.
The only way we can minimize the money we're losing right now, because we're putting quality in everything, is to bring that price up. I mean, that's really is to encounter the difference there.
Yeah, 134. If Group 11 go up 34, probably they're going to be lower than 100. So I don't think 34 will be good enough. To be honest, I will have to be 35, 36. We want to be the higher quality and be able to sell at 102 like Group 12. And it won't go higher than 97, and at least you're making $4 or $5 per unit.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if we stick with, let's do this. Let's look at profit is really what we got to look at. We got to look at shareholder value. If we keep our quality at 35, let's see what we have to sell our product for. To get any kind of operating profit, instead of to give us net income, though, we're still lacking on net income.
Yep.
Well, at this point, I'm open to any other suggestion from Trista or Ashley as well to see what we can try. I just know that for whatever quality we increase by, to think we're going to get more sales, we have to bump that price up so much higher that I don't know if we shoot ourselves in the foot there with.
Probably so. My experience with increasing price like that is that it'll just cut your sales extremely. But
what I'm wondering is if we can leverage this in any, and what I'm thinking of, I mean, this is something I'd see if you would work with this as well, and Trista and Ashley also. If we bring the quality down to about 32, 33, keep the price around 99 or 100, but we go all in on newspaper and trade.
Yeah.
We leverage the cash we have to put ourselves out there more than the other ones who are basically along the same lines we are.
unless we want to go back to Q9 strategy of competing on price again. Because we were able to sell 6,000, almost 10,000 and 5,000 in region 3. So unless we want to go back to price strategy on region 1 and 2 to see if we can get 8,000, 10,000, but how the cost of goods sold change or if we can make any profit, I don't see any other. It's either one go high or go lower because there's nothing in between, I think.
Well, I don't think we can keep on going high. We'll eventually price ourselves too high, and no matter how good our quality is, they're not going to pay for what our quality is.
Mm-hmm.
Because somebody will come in that with Team 3 or something, and they'll push above that and be okay. If we do focus back on price, I'm fine with that.
Pricing strategy of Q9. But to compete in price, right now we have to be between 70 and 74 and try to have better quality than those teams. That will be close to Team 13.
Now everyone's quality though, like Team 2 is a good barometer of price, and they've been consistent. They sell 7,000, 8,000 units at a time. Team 13 looks like they're on a price strategy. They're barely putting any quality in.
They sell 7,000, but at $70 and 68 and 68. Yeah, price strategy obviously is not working in region 3, so we have to do that in region 1 and 2 only.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're still not profitable enough doing that. Yeah, we're swinging way the other way there on profit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's taking into account. It's taking into account also, Ennio, what we already have is finished goods and the cost of goods on those.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no way out going on pricing then.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did our money ever, where did our money post from our, when we sold our extra capacity? Where does that show up at?
You know, when we sold our extra capacity,
Uh-huh.
take it to our income statement. Maybe
Like
not.
my,
Cash flow, sorry. Plant sale right there.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so about $500,000. See, that's the thing. We're sitting on a bit of cash right now. I'm wondering if we want to leverage that, trying to keep ourselves. Maybe we can't have the best quality if we price ourselves a little high. If we dump a lot into advertising.
And that might work.
It's not impacting our cost of goods sold any. and we've still got plenty of cash on hand. Personally, I'm willing to go something like this. We go 35, 35. Our price is 102. Then we're at the top end. Of price. We'll actually be at the max of price. So maybe still sticking around 101 or 100.
Yeah, 101. If we're going to stay on 35, 101 will be the price.
And then newspaper, we can actually afford, if we wanted to, we can go up more to like 22. Yeah, I mean we still have a bit of cash on hand, so.
What's the cost of goods sold right now?
Still going to be about 96.
Yeah. Okay.
So other than quality, I mean, lease we can't do anything else with. Appreciation we're kind of stuck with. Like I said, if we try to take that eight grand down, I don't think it's going to make a big difference, though.
Yeah, I don't think there's nothing else we can do.
So do well in profit, but.
About 102 and 36, big difference or not?
It'll bring everything up probably about $1. At 203, yeah, that's what we need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, 97. So it'll go up it goes up about 60 cents a unit.
Yeah. Can you put that 10 in the forecast? In the forecast?
Okay, how do you want me to adjust for that?
10.
Forecast down to 10 instead of 12?
10 and 10, yeah. There you go.
Adjusting this down.
Yeah, I would go low. Yeah, it's affected by the forecast, though.
Well, that's affected by the forecast, but that also.
I had no idea that it was affected by the forecast like that.
Yeah,
it
but it
is.
still doesn't help our profit or anything. It's going to be taken into consideration. That's what I'm saying. It's saying that based on quality, how many items we're producing, how many items we're also going to sell impacts how much we're going to be spending on quality this quarter.
Right.
Exactly. If you
Thing
keep
is,
looking,
yeah.
it's not less, then financial statement will go down.
The only downside to that, though, Ennio, is if we actually have a better sales forecast, our cost of goods sold still calculates back up.
Exactly.
I mean, it does because we did produce more, or we did sell more, so that actually would go into it. It doesn't say that we overshot our, we undershot our forecast, therefore we keep the good cost of goods sold number. No, it probably gets readjusted back. I'm fine with doing this to make sure that as we leave out to say, you know what, we adjusted our forecast, it therefore adjusted our cost of goods sold to what we expected, and I'm fine with that. I'm really fine with doing that. I'm just worried that when everything the dust clears, if we clear 10,000 in each region, we end up looking like we did if we had forecasted 10,000. Our cost of goods sold, our real cost of goods sold went up. So that's just something to keep in mind there. Otherwise, I'm fine with adjusting this to get our cost of goods sold number down to estimate. So, and I'm good with quality and price. Does everyone feel fine with the marketing numbers? Do we want to stay at what the price I put in, or do we want to increase or decrease those? Or
The only thing I question is our trade publication and newspaper figures. I mean, that is like twice as much of what the other people are doing, and I just wonder if it's going to be enough, or on the flip side, if it's going to be like way much, and our sales will just go through the roof, which is great, but I just wonder if it's too much. I don't know. Plus, with the web marketing at $25,000.
well, I just put the number
No
up there because we had the cash to spend. I didn't know if
Yeah.
because of our price and quality, we're going to be right in the middle of the pack right now, and I thought the only other thing that could separate us would be the publications.
Right. No, I totally get you, and I agree that we need to increase them. I just didn't know if we needed to double it. Was my
From what we were starting with, or
yeah, and what the average folks are doing as well, the other groups.
well, our newspaper has actually been in our trade have been higher than the rest. And it looks like that's well, except for newspaper, we've just been kind of in the middle with newspaper. But it looks like increasing trade helped us bump our sales back up. I have a feeling that had some type of correlation. Because if you look at competitors if you look at like 3, for example, they had almost 9,000 units sold. They do have more trade publication, even though their price is a little lower, the quality is a little bit higher. That can offset it as well. But I think it's got to we have to take into consideration the combination of all these things. I know price and quality have always been a good driver, but it looks like that there's a line we have to draw. Like you were saying earlier with Ennio, and I think Ennio agreed that we eventually will price ourselves out of being profitable no matter if we keep on raising the price and the quality of higher, higher, and higher.
Right. I agree.
Yes.
So is that
Region 1 and 2 appears to work better with trade publication, and Region 3 appears to be working on newspapers better than trade publication.
So I'm fine with adjusting it down a little bit, maybe bringing the newspaper up a little bit more.
And I missed your guys' comments on the salesperson side of things at the beginning since I came in late. What did you guys say about that?
On salespeople, we just dropped the commission down to 0 for all 3 of them.
And since there's only one in each region, like, how do you feel about that?
I'm fine with just keeping one. I don't want to have no salespeople in there at all. I don't know if we necessarily want to incur the cost of hiring more people because that goes into our overhead.
Right. Yeah, I know it's a big cost. I just I don't know. I just didn't know what you guys thought as far as the worth of a salesperson. Like, we feel like, well, from the look of it, it sounds like we feel like that advertising in the newspaper and trade publications and on the web mean more than having salespeople in the field.
Well, I think in terms of our costs and our ability to make profit, the commission, we're always going to, if we have salespeople out there, we charge them commission. It seems like that's where we get a larger cost incur because they get commission on whatever portion of our sales, whatever units they attribute towards their sales. Now, what I just pulled up between the hiring and the firing, no matter what we did this quarter, it wouldn't impact to the end of the quarter until the next quarter.
Right.
So if we fired them, it wouldn't affect we wouldn't improve our cost any, our overhead costs. If we hire or, if anything, it wouldn't do anything until after this quarter. So I don't even know if doing anything with them this time will make a difference.
Right.
The only thing that bothers me is if we went ahead and put 1% across the board, that would just in turn impact our cost of goods sold, I would think. Well, it doesn't really. Thought it was part of the overhead, though. So Ashley, are you suggesting we invest a little bit in the commission to get them back out there selling, or?
I don't know, possibly, and I just worry about what happens next quarter when we don't have any salespeople. Because how many did we lose this past quarter in each region? Yeah, so we lost.
We fired 2 and 1, but we kept the one we had.
Okay. Why did y'all decide to do that? This last week was the call that I missed, unfortunately.
We did that to lower our overhead, so we weren't paying for all those salespeople.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then again, when thinking about that, though, we had 3 and 2 and 1. And 3 and 2, we were able to sell pretty well. So I wonder if their presence, which doesn't matter now, we can't do anything about it, but I wonder if their presence actually impacted our sales.
I definitely think so. That's what I was kind of getting at with my earlier question.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Do you feel like the salespeople impact more on sales, or do you feel like newspaper and trade publications and web marketing impact more on sales?
I think trade and newspaper nowadays are more important than sales person in the field.
Okay.
So that's just my opinion. We can vote on that.
Yeah, because it looks like when we maintain the same salespeople, our demand fluctuated. It didn't really give us any additional sales. It may have maintained what we had in sales.
Yeah, exactly. We used to have like 5 in Region 1, and we didn't sell more because we have 5 salesmen in the beginning quarters in Region 1. That now that we have just 1, it's all about quality, I think.
And I'm thinking the local and trade had a bit to do with it because we did invest more in Q11 there.
Yes, we do also.
So.
Okay.
Go back to Q12. So yeah, that's kind of where like I said, I'm fine with you giving them a little commission to give the one guy out there a little help to see if he can sell some extra.
Did we take the commission down to 0 in Q11? Can you go back to that real quick?
Yep.
Yeah, we did.
In region
Okay.
1 and 2 we did.
Well, I'm fine then with keeping the same strategy if you want to, and just keep that 1% commission maybe in R3.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that also. Trista and Ania, what do you think?
I still think we should go all eating quality and price. I don't know. If we're going to do all those publications and all those marketing efforts, we should be fine if we increase price. If we have the higher quality. What product differentiation, that's product differentiation. Mercedes-Benz still more expensive got that anyway, but they have the marketing, they have the quality, and they have the reputation. So at some point in time, you have to be top of the line, and pricing won't affect you. So, I don't know. I'm happy to go as high as we want in quality and as high as we want in a great price. That's the only thing I can see how we can get out of the negative side. Go as high as we want in price and as high as we can in quality, because 37, 38 will probably raise the cost of goods sold 50, 10, 60 cents, but if you go to 105, 106, that will be offset by that 50, 60 cents. That's $3 extra you're getting.
Well, my thought here is, and you know, and I understand the all-in concept. Now, you got to keep in mind, he told us not to try to do a fire sale or try to do anything crazy the last quarter. But my thought here is, in terms of the income statement, I really, at this point, don't care about cost of goods sold. What I care about is that profit and that net income.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's what proves if we're going to really do well in terms of the completion here. And what we tried earlier is raising our price and quality. To get even positive, we had to be something like 108. And I think our quality had to be somewhere down around 36.
No, it won't be higher than that. To be able to sell a 108, you have to be at least 37, 38, I think. Because we have a group
well,
of 35.
and here's the problem, though. We're still not getting that profit. I mean, we can keep on growing it.
At 108, we have some profit. I think that's what you showed previously, right?
But I think our quality was around 36, though.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, but remember that now you are forecasting on 8,000, 8,000, and 5,000.
8,000, 8,000, 4,000.
Exactly. So if you go higher in that forecast, even though the quality is going to go higher and cost of goods are going to get higher, but you're going to higher the price, you're selling more at a higher price. That's why you get the profit positive. That's when we get that positive number before, not at 8,000.
Well, then that's the decision we probably should have made 3 or 4 quarters ago. Is what do we want to look at? Cost of goods sold or profit?
The thing is all about profit, right?
Exactly, but we've been so fixated on cost of goods sold, I think that we're going to drive our profit off of that we've, I think in the long run, now that we're hitting 12 quarters, that we haven't quite been able to meet that need. And if anything, that could be part of our main write-up right there, is to say that, you know, we're going to have to say that, you know, especially after 12 quarters, if we don't have a profit, we need to explain to him why we're not profitable. So.
At 108, and 37 or 38. How much do we need to sell to be profitable? In
What do we
region
need to sell? 108 and what for our quality? And what for our quality? You're breaking up a little bit, Eddie. I'm sorry.
108 or 37 or 38. How many units do we need to sell in region 1 and 2 to be profitable?
I think we're at a point of saving letting us do anything there.
Yeah, we don't have enough.
We need to bring over 2,000 there.
If you put 10, 11, and 6, are we not profitable at 108 and 38 or not?
Right now, if our quality, I'm going to go over. Are you in front of the screen, Ennio, or are you like on a calling from a cell phone, like in a car? It sounds like a lot of wind in the background. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, I have to leave the house. I was in front of the computer, but I have to leave the house. That's why I asked you so much.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Well, that's what we were hearing for a second. It sounded like you were underwater at first, and I was like, okay, he must have had to switch into a outdoors or something. Okay, so right now, the price being 108 in region 1 and 2, the quality 36. If we have our sales forecast at 16,000 and 16,000, we still don't have a positive operating profit. We're still at negative $276,000. What I can do is see what we would look like if we lowered our investment back down to in terms of our marketing. Yeah, bringing down our investment in trade and web marketing, we still are looking at a negative operating profit of $144,000.
Maybe it's not going to happen.
Not by doing it like that, no. I think if anything, I'm thinking with quality at 36, we're going to be no more likely to hit a price more than 102, 103 though, because we've got competitors at 34, 35 already.
Yep, I agree.
For the sake of cost, I'm going to bring it back down to 101 and 35 because I know that's kind of where everyone's looking at. That give us, at this point, comparing to last quarter, that put us near the top in quality. But I can't help but think that our competitors have to be kind of in the same boat we are, though.
I think so. I think that group 12, 102 and 35, they will have to go higher than 102.
I would think so. And I would think in that case that would hurt their. If we can go in at 101.35, then we've undercut them, and we should be able to profit from that in terms of getting more sales.
How much we need to have profit at those levels?
Oh, I mean that's the thing is that what's hurting us is the quality in that case. I mean, that's the downside is if we try to maintain a positive, we keep a price of around 101, 102. Right now, we're forecasting 16,000, 16,006, which is really stretching what we have in terms of inventory to begin with.
Yeah, exactly.
That allows us to transfer over some of Region 1, into Region 2 and lower that on that cost of that on-hand goods. Let me look at something just to see. Put that down about 4. That doesn't help at all. I was thinking if we drop the quality back down to about 28, 29 and drop the price down to like 96. But it doesn't help us out in terms of profit. So Trista or Ashley, do you have any suggestions?
I do not.
I don't want to take our quality down any. I think we should at least bump it up a little bit because I'm pretty sure everybody else is going to do that. So I don't think it's a good idea to go down on quality.
Yeah, that's
with our
what
quality
I think.
at 30, yeah, with our quality like in Region 3 at 32, that was bumped up a little bit from quarter 11. I'm willing to go up a little bit on price there if everybody else is. That'll hedge a little bit of that.
I am.
So I moved it up to 90 euros from 88. So price, I'm still looking at price about 102, quality at 36. Unfortunately, we're still not with an operating profit. And a lot of that has to do with the cost of goods sold, though. I mean, that really does. And I don't think there's really anything around that, unfortunately. And in that case, I'm willing to put a more realistic sales forecast in there of 14,000 in Region 1 and 2, as opposed to 16,000. And I don't know how much it would make a difference if we wanted to bring newspaper back down to 14 and 11.
Okay, do you two have a roof on price? If we have the higher quality, like if we have the higher quality, we make sure we have the higher quality, we're not going to be able to sell more than, I don't know, 110, 112. Do we have a roof in price or it doesn't matter? What do you think?
Well, where we're hitting, though, is the more quality we spend, the more it hits it actually impacts our income, because it impacts our cost of goods sold. So unless we shoot our price literally $8 or $10 more than everybody else, our quality is only going up $1 or $2 more than them.
Yeah, but what I noticed is that if you increase $1 in quality, it's not the same effect as increasing $1 in price. Not the profit side. If you increase $1 in quality, it will give you less than the effective cost of that cost of goods sold will be less than that $1. But if you increase $1 in price, then you offset increasing the dollar in quality. See what I mean?
Oh.
Every time you put $1 extra in quality, it doesn't bump the cost of goods sold for the same amount of money. It bumps the amount of money of the cost of goods sold for less than $1, right?
Roughly, yeah. It's looking at anywhere from 60 to 70 cents. That's what it's looking like for the cost of goods sold.
Exactly. If you are able to sell at $1 higher because or $2 higher because you're increasing your quality, I think the income side of that is that you are being less positive because you are increasing $2 in the sales, but only 60 cents in the cost of goods sold. So $2 minus 60, that's 140, right?
I mean, yeah, that's what it's doing anyhow, but there's a point where, like I said, you start putting more and more into quality. Put it this way,
Yeah,
I bumped quality up to 38 and 38. Price is 110 a piece. Sales, unless we max the sales out at 16,000 and 16,000, we're now barely at an operating profit. We're like breaking even. We're looking at $110.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking if we think we have a roof in price. If we cannot go higher than 110, I don't know, 112, 113, if we are sure that we have the higher quality. That's why I'm asking if everybody thinks that we have a roof in price. Because I don't think we have a roof in price if we have the best quality of all the other groups.
Well, that's us to
You just have to be
guess.
careful with that because for this is the last quarter. There's no telling what other groups are planning to do.
But if everybody is at 35, the higher, and we go $3 or $4 higher in quality because nobody else has been doing that in the previous quarter, just by maybe $1 or $2 increases, we make sure we have the higher quality. Then I don't think we need to have a roof in pricing if we have the higher quality. That's my opinion on Region 1 and 2. That's the only way we can go to the, get out of the red side on the profit side. So that's the only thing we can do. There's nothing else we can do to get profitable right now, to be honest with you guys. At least on paper. I don't know reality is what's going to happen, but on paper, if we're going to show positive in profit, we will have to go 112, 113, 114, whatever, and 39 or 38 on quality. And forecast 12,000, 12,000, and 6,000. There's no other way you're going to be on the positive side of the profit.
At this point, we're just moving numbers around. I mean, and that'll work. We're just moving numbers around to get us a plus here. If we work with that, and any of this is what I put in, just so you know. I put in a price of $115 in Region 1 and 2, quality at 40, Region 1 and 2, drop the sales forecast down to 12 and 12. It does give us an operating profit of about $120,000.
That's the only way you can do that. That's no other way, to be honest with you. But the problem is that if there's a roof price, even though you have the higher quality, you're not going to be able to sell at 115. That's the only thing I'm worried about, but I don't think there's any roof price.
I mean, the max we can price anything, it says in here, is $150.
Exactly. So if we can go higher, and I don't see it. You know, nowadays we're comparing headphones nowadays, Beats, and all the other ones are over $150, $160, some of them. So I don't know if this is a real life thing, but comparing those with what we have, $115 is not a real price for headphones right now. That's my opinion. I don't know. It's a group deal, so let's decide what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I'm looking now. I know that the price at 115 gets us an operating profit. I'm just trying to see where we can actually get back into the plus with net income and earnings per share. Bounce this the other way. so it has to be up higher. Trista, Ashley, are you watching my screen? Are you seeing what I'm working with just to see, see the numbers?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Yeah, because if the simulator allows you to go to 150, I think that's the route for pricing.
The roof, that's the roof of the pricing, but here's the thing is, if I don't know if we want to hit 150 and see what our quality does. I don't know if we're...
I want to go to 150, but if 115, if we make profit at 115 and 40 on quality, I think we'll be right there, I think. That's my opinion.
Well, what I've been trying to do is we can hit a profit at about 115 operating profit, but in terms of our net income and our earnings per share, that's what I'm trying to close the gap in now. We're still short about 30,000 for net income after taxes. Right now I'm looking at 120 on price, $40 each on quality, and then adjusting the forecast down to 10,000 and 10,000.
Oh, that sounds good to me.
What's the max you can do on quality?
99.
See?
I tell you what, let's look at that number.
Yeah.
Let's see what 150 does, and if we.
Yeah, I think everybody has been worried about the pricing, man. I don't know. I don't think anyone else will go higher than that in quality. I don't know if maybe we can go 50 on quality and higher in price. I don't think everybody will probably think the same we're thinking right now. And if the simulator allows you to go up to 99 in quality and up to 150, that's because you can do, that's market for those guys. You're going to be the O's or the B's of the market.
If we maxed out on price and quality, we're going to see an operating profit, but we won't see any retained earnings. We'll be in the negative. But if our price was 150, and I'm just throwing this out there, if our price is 150, our quality is 60, we would have an operating profit of about $630,000 this quarter. Our net income after taxes would be about $330,000, and we'd actually be in the plus in terms of retained earnings. Now, we then also would have we'd actually have positive earnings per share again.
You guys think we need to increase a little bit more on our newspapers?
That's what I was thinking, is to put that push. That's where we need to go with 20, 20, and like 20.
Yeah, exactly. We should tell everybody, here we are. We're at the best now. So that will take a lot of marketing to show the market who we are now.
Okay. Year to date though, we're not in. Let me go back to adjust some stuff. A little better.
I think we have to cash to marketing to include marketing campaigns.
Well, I noticed that when we increase the marketing, it does impact our income statement. Okay. So we had to do some modest increases to sale, to newspaper and trade. We couldn't go up a whole lot because that was eating into our retained earnings. So what we're looking at, a price of 150 and 150, quality at 60 and 60, local newspaper at 18, 18, and 18 across all three regions, trade at 12, 12, and 12. Web marketing up to 15,000. That still gives us a year-to-date. That will give us year-to-date in the plus across the board.
I'm good with that, and that's something we can explain what we try to do in order to get out of the hole we were.
Now, Ashley and Krista, what do you think there? I was hoping we could increase our marketing for newspaper a little bit more, but it looks like it was impacting our year-to-date number. That's why I was adjusting back.
I know we wanted to concentrate in Region 1 and 2, and this is why we're doing the major changes. But for the person who's going to do the write-up for Q12, what are they going to say about Region 3? Is when we went, sorry for what I'm about to say here, but balls to the walls on Region 1 and 2 as far as price and quality is concerned in this last quarter, but we didn't really make any crazy adjustments to Region 3. What is our
we can do similar. We can do similar adjustment in Region 3. Go higher in quality and go higher in price too.
I don't know what kind of success we'll have at that rate, but
I don't know what kind of success we'll have at any of these rates.
I think, you know, it's going to be funny if we look at like region and like Team 3 has done the same thing we have.
I know.
I would at that point I would try to find out. I'd go to the discussion board, like, who's in Team 3? Reach out to me. I want to talk to you.
Yeah, you know, I paid $200 for a pair of Bose headphones, guys. So I don't know, $150.
That's the most we can go up to. So
if we're talking about
in
real life,
if you're the top price and you've got top quality, that you're better than the other ones, and they're willing to pay that price.
exactly.
They are the highest quality. And that we're way above everybody else.
Right, way above, not just close.
Actually, what's funny is that gives us enough wiggle room to increase our quality a little bit more. So here's what I'm looking at then across the board. Regions 1 and 2, the price is $150. Region 3, it's maxed out at 150 euros. Quality in Region 1 and 2 is $65 and $65. And Region 3 is 65 euros. Local newspaper is 18 across the board. Trade is 12 across the board. Web marketing is $15,000. And then our forecast is still 10, 10, and 6. The only region we're putting any commission into is region 3, where we want 1% commission. Our cost of goods sold, now that we've went completely overboard on things, our total manufacturing and subcontracting costs would be roughly $178 a unit. I don't think there's any way around that because of the cost of quality. But everything else is down around $112. So we are profitable in that regard. Now, with that said, do we want to, if we think we're going to do that well in sales, do we want to, in Region 3, adjust the forecast up a little bit?
Sure.
We can adjust it, yeah.
I'll adjust up to 8,000, and we can transfer 2,000 over more. Okay. All right. Is everyone on the call, are we fine with our new marketing decisions?
I guess so. We'll see how it goes.
I don't think we're firewall. That's the only thing we can do, to be honest. If we want to focus on what we have to focus, that's profit.
I guess this is the total opposite of what the professor said about a fire sale. We're doing the total opposite. We're just putting all our chips out on the table this quarter. We're just saying, heck with it. You know, we're going to max out on everything.
That's what I meant when I said we need to go all in, like a poker player.
There's not much more in we can go.
Right.
Yeah,
If you think up to this point we've lost our shirt, we basically, our pants are gone now on this one. So.
That's true.
So everything else, looking at that, that's, I mean, if we can sell that, let's put it this way, if we can sell our forecast this quarter, 10, 10, and 8, or roughly something in a combination of that, it's 28,000 units. For Enio's sakes, I know he's not seeing the screen. That would give us in this quarter an operating profit of $1,003,000. That'd give us a positive year-to-date profit. Our income after taxes would be about $500,000 in the quarter, giving us a year-to-date of about $208,000. Retained earnings would be the same. And then our earnings per share would be for the quarter $3.05, giving us a year-to-date earnings per share of $1.22. So that's something to keep in mind. Ennio, I know you're doing 10 through 12, so
yeah.
I think you'd be able to explain pretty well why we have to make such large adjustments. Just to recap for the recording, in terms of the financial decisions, we went ahead and paid off one of our bonds. So that's $3.2 million in cash that we let go of. The hope is that after this quarter, our stock price goes back up, because I know we've not been able to maintain that throughout the simulation. Balance sheet-wise, if we can make this, if we can do this in this quarter and meet those sales goals, then we'll be able to get back in the black in terms of our balance sheet. Cash flow, we're not doing too bad. We'll still end up with a net cash balance of about $1.5 million. Income statement, we'll have good. We'll have a good list on income statement, and we'll be in the plus on our financial ratios. So,
Cross the fingers and send a prayer.
Right. Maybe it'll work.
Okay. So are we at least on this call in agreement with what we've decided this quarter? I mean, the last quarter, I mean, it's make or break here, so.
Yeah. Blame it on me. Blame it on me, guys.
Nah, there's no blame here. We worked as a team, so I hate to say if we fail, we're not going to fail. He'll give us a grade either way. We finish. So if we don't profit, let's put it that way, it's us as a group. But I think, like I said, with that said, I think everyone on the call, we're all going to do the different quarters. So if we can start working on those this week and get them out back and forth. If Kyle's fine with it, we'll let him do the compiling of the 12 quarters, the 4 reports, to edit, put those together. If he can get back to us, because I think it's due on the 2nd. So that would be roughly a week from tomorrow. I hope in his case that he can have them together by Saturday. My goal is to, in the next couple of days, to start on mine, so he can have my stuff by Thursday or Friday at the latest. And then if we can compile, if he can get it to us by Saturday, that'll give us a good day and a half or so to look through them. And I think that'll give us a good chance. Plus, Ashley, you gave us a good start there. So I think what we should do, just as a recommendation, hopefully everybody can do this. Whenever you send your information to Kyle, copy everyone else. so we all kind of also get an idea of what everyone. So not to say that we're going to cheat, but if you see something that somebody's done on theirs that looks good or the wording is snazzy, and you say, hey, you know, that's a good way of wording that, I would just reach out to the team and say, hey, you know what, you made a good point in this one. This applies to one quarter I'm working with. Can I say something similar? So we also have a trip.
Check my English, guy. You know, I have English as a second language, so I'll try to do my best.
And you know, I think you've been fine. It's somebody like me who's a native speaker we have to watch out for.
Okay, no problem.
So, okay.
Krista, are you doing quarters 4 through 6?
Yeah.
Okay. I think the fourth quarter is where we saved my decisions that I put in. And if you look back at that email, since that wasn't ever recorded, but if you look back through those emails, I basically went through like the whole mindset of my decision. So if you go back to that email, that should help you with that fourth quarter write-up.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right, everybody.
We'll keep in touch, guys.
We'll keep in touch. Fingers crossed. We're only a couple weeks out, anyhow. So I think the light at the end of the tunnel is pretty bright now.
Yeah, I think you're going there Tristan, right? In December, you graduated too?
I graduate this semester, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know that, Tristan. Well, congratulations to you as well.
Congratulations to
Yeah.
you.
Hopefully I see you in Tallahassee. Are you going to the graduation?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be there too, so hopefully we'll see you there.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.